Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Atom RPG with me, Bring It On. So we get through the rest of Fogelevka village by breaking into people's homes at night and speaking to them. I'm sure they won't mind. Or she does mind. I don't like how some NPCs won't wake up when you try to talk to them and others do. Wouldn't mind a little more consistency with that. Got us a lantern battery. We're gonna take all their silverware. Well, that's Alexander. Ooh, some cheese. I am a fan of cheese. Some decent loot. Alright, list of victims. A yellow piece of paper filled with delicate handwriting. List of people killed by me. Konstantin Himovsky, aka Kostya the Yob, from 1987 to 1994. People killed in combat situations are not on this list, or in this list. To remember forever the terrible things that I have done. 1987. Baryuchi settlement, 1 person, wealthy widow. Bolshevik village, 8 people, local people as a scare tactic, one of them murdered pregnant. 1988, Solnechny settlement, 1 person, local shepherd. Yeremievka village, 2 people, local miller and his wife. Stopniensky settlement, 10 people, locals as a scare tactic. Peshcheny village, 2 people, merchant and witness. 1989, Krasny village, 3 people, horse groomer and 2 sons of his. Chinaevsky woods, 1 person. Avazan village, 13 people, man. Locals, children as punishment for attempted revolt. So I think that was the guy who we have the quest for was Avazan village, right? Because they did attempt the revolt. Murny settlement, 5 people, locals for no reason. Kalinka village, 11 people, locals, militiamen, killed separately. 1990. Shemkovo station, 2 people, watchman and his aide. Luzhevoy village, 3 people, militia. 1994. Trudograd road, Detective Maximov. Didn't want to do it, but left no choice. I pray for every single one of them. I hope God will forgive me, but I know he won't. Kostya the Yob. Well, I should probably hold on to that note. Alright, well, let's go speak to his to him again before we wake up his family. Alright, already read that part. Hello again, guest. What do you need this time? Interesting. How can you sleep at night, surrounded by the ghosts of all those you've killed, Kostya the Yob? The man's expression doesn't change. He simply exhales warily. I sleep easily, with God as my witness. Sometimes when there's no work, I even sleep too much. I won't judge you, but why are you so calm? I just revealed you to be a killer after all. The man sighs again and lowers his gaze. Why shouldn't I be calm? My wife and daughter will never believe you. No one here would. God will deliver my punishment when I die, and there's no running from it. So what should I worry about? I'll live as good a life as I can, then I will face eternal damnation. Now go. I welcomed you here and you rummaged through my belongings. That's not proper behavior for any guest. You also reminded me of my past, and I don't like that. So please, go with God. Do not darken my door again. I'm always split on this quest because is he redeemed? Like, can I Is it my place to judge him? I mean, the story that the guy told us, who gave us the quest to hunt him down, it was a brutal story. His family was murdered in front of him for trying to protect his family. I feel like if I was the other guy who was wronged by this guy, yeah, kill him. Absolutely. But I'm a third party. The guy did say he wanted to kill him himself, so I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to leave this guy alone, and I'm going to tell the other guy where he's at. Because this isn't my story of revenge. This is the militiaman. I don't remember what his title was, but the commander at the fuel station. This is his story. So alright, shrug and walk away. And that's that. Yeah, this is not my place. I hunted him down. That's all I needed to do. An antidote. Not that I'll ever need it again, but nice to have anyway. Plus it's worth a decent amount of money. Hey Fidel, there we go. Alright, but what exactly does the quest log say? Yeah, I just found out the location of Costa the Yavin, report to local commander. I was trying to take the quest too far anyway. Because he has that bullet around his neck for Kostia. Alright, so the 3 NPCs don't want to talk until daytime, but there's one NPC that will disappear in the day. Let's go talk to her first. Also, I didn't loot this yet, did I? Alright, let's head into the tavern and have some more chit-chats. Starting with this guy. Sitting in front of you is a beefy, middle-aged man with a mustache. He's smiling vacantly into space, and slowly sipping beer from a sweating bottle. As he turns to you and dreamily gestures you closer, you notice his arms are ringed with intricately patterned bracelets. Hello, traveler. Stay a while and listen. Perhaps the wisdom of Shaman Baljid Tugalov and his ghost army will illuminate your path with new meaning, and your search with new hope. The second time we've heard that from a Diablo reference. The guy under Krasno also said it. I'm always happy to chat, buddy. Because that's what you had in mind, right? Ah, so that's what it is. Here I thought you were one of my clients. What do you need, friend? Could you answer some questions for? Okay. No problemo, comrade. Hit me. What is it that you sell to your clients? And can I become one? For a couple of seconds, the man's expression becomes stern. Hey, I better not hear you call me a drug dealer. It's true I sell certain substances, but not to create a buzz or other pleasures of the flesh, and my stuff isn't addictive. I sell substances that open the mind to the other worlds, lucid dreams. There are many people in this world who are dissatisfied with our current reality. They need an escape. I concoct these potions from various mushrooms and herbs to give them some fun in their grey lives. However, since I myself am not a gardener, I buy my ingredients from someone else. At this moment, I'm out of stock. But what do you need hallucinogenics for? You look like you're doing quite alright for yourself. Even rugged wasteland warriors like me need a distraction once in a while. One more question. Go ahead. Where are you from? Is this your village? Oh, buddy. Just thinking about my journey makes me queasy. It's such a long way to travel on foot. I'm from a remote village in the northeast. My father was a faith healer. He taught me the secrets of the herbs. People called him the herb whisperer. So though I'm technically not a shaman, my goods are authentic. Well, when I have goods, that is, because right now I don't. You walked a long way to get here. Respect. One more question. What do you do? For a living, I mean. When I'm out of raw materials for making potions, I take on any kind of laboring work I can find. I can chop wood, or build a shed, fix a generator, that kind of thing. Sounds like you're quite handy, Baldur. One more question. Do you know any good local rumors? There are people in the Waste who devote themselves to creatures so ghastly that even though I'm not religious at all, I hesitate to speak their name aloud. And yet these nightmarish cults didn't all just appear overnight. They were always here, hiding in the shadows since the times when people had to share this earth with the unimaginable abominations that descended from the icy stars. Easy there, partner. One more question. I changed my mind about asking questions. Let's change the subject. No probs. What do you want to discuss? I'm here to talk about Rudolph, your sleepy client from Krasno who can't seem to wake up. The fake shaman removes his cap and smooths his greasy hair. He seems worried. You're right. He is a client of mine. The lucid dream connoisseur and biggest buyer of sleep potions in the entire wasteland. It was hard to keep up with him. He glugs down those potions faster than I can make them. Now you're telling me he can't wake up. Probably overdosed, the poor fool. Buddy, Rudolph needs your help. Buddy, please. The man waves dismissively and wrinkles his forehead, clearly deep in thought. Crap, this is a screw-up of biblical proportions. In theory, the effects of my sleep potion can be countered by an antidote, but I've never brewed it myself because I never needed to. And right now I don't have the necessary ingredients. Wait, I've got it. There's a herbal healer living right here in Fogelevka. I buy my ingredients from her, and she knows all my recipes. I'll tell her about the situation. Maybe she'll be able to whip something up to cure poor old Rudolph. Why don't you handle it yourself? This is your fault after all. The man's face squinches up as if he'd just bitten into a juicy lemon. Listen, bro. The thing is, I'd rather not remind her of my existence right now. I owe her some dough, and while we're being honest with each other, I'm not on the best of terms with my other colleagues either. To put it simply, I'm totally powerless in this situation. You're that comatose slob's only hope. Alright, whatever. Let's talk about something else. You don't even look like a shaman. Bah, the shiny bracelets are enough costume for me. At the end of the day, what's important is a keen understanding of human psychology. The rest is mostly fakery. Alright, that's true. Alright, time for me to go. Oh, man. This black-haired man, looking tired and annoyed, is musing deeply about something. Sensing your presence, he turns with a broad smile that vanishes at once, as he sighs grievously and lapses back into his thoughts. Oh, I thought for a moment Petruka had returned. Hello, traveler. What brings you here? The desire to ask some questions. Can you answer them? Okay, mate. Ask. Who are you really? I won't tell you my name. Sorry. Just call me the Lawman. I'll keep it in mind. Another question. Well? What do you do? I'm a debt collector for the Independent Wasteland Bank, a financial organization out of Trudograd. They don't have any plans to expand out here. It's too wild for banking services. And who would take out a loan anyway? Stalkers? Beetroot farmers? Prostitutes? A good question. And I have another for you. Spit it out. What can you tell me about this place? Backwaters. Actually, it's more decent than the North or the Dead City. But it's not much in terms of ratings, trust me. Everything is relative. Another question. Have you heard any rumors? Most settlements in these backwaters are connected. For example, Krasno has its eyes on Ultranoye and is in constant conflict with Paragon. And there's this one farm surrounded by gangster fortifications, yet ignored by all factions. There's a whole family living there. It's called Safe Journey. My late partner and I once stumbled upon it by accident. The family were on Cloud 9 when they got a chance to trade. Most likely you'd be welcome there too. Thanks for the information. Another question, let's change the subject. Okay, what else do you need? Speaking of Petruka, you mentioned it. Who you mentioned in our first conversation. The man sighs heavily. What about him? Petruka is my partner. We worked together collecting debts. Our bosses in the Independent Wasteland Bank even thought we were brothers. He was easygoing, He was the easygoing, charismatic one. Petruka would learn the important facts about our target, then I would arrest the debtor or confiscate his property. Or execute him, if the debtor insisted on making things difficult. But now Petruka is gone. It was so stupid. We were coming to the area around Fogelevka, searching for Chigurov the gangster, when we were swarmed by a whole cloud of skolias. I must have walked over an underground nest. We fled in a panic. I raced back towards Fogelevka, and Petruka, and still hear his death cries from when he fell behind. Don't see me in the face, you sons of guns. No! Now I never get my hands on Chigurov. Not unless some wandering adventurer shows up out of nowhere to lend a hand. Someone like you, perhaps. Explain it properly, then we'll see. Look, this gangster by the name of Chigurov robbed a bank courier and fled with the money. I need someone to take over for my late partner, and talk to 3 people who I suspect know where Chigorov's hiding. They report back to me, and I'll take care of the rest. How does that sound? I might be interested. Give me some more details. After robbing the courier, Chigurov seemingly dropped off the face of the earth, but his sidekicks are still around. Before he perished, my partner Petruka uncovered 3 of them. Kalindra the gypsy. The thief's ex-girlfriend lives on a ship in Paragon. Her job has something to do with the local dog show. His old partner Richard the Serb has turned into a hermit. He can be found somewhere close to the place known as the site of the accident. One of his old gang members, a thug called Mr. Matthew, bides his time in the old castle in the mountain pass of Woes. Get them to tell you everything they know, and I'll try to piece it together. And there's 1,000 rubles in it for you. That's Petruka's share for completing the assignment. Okay, I'll help you out. Great, let me see your map. The man examines your map to make sure all the relevant locations are marked, then gives it back to you. But remember, you need to talk to all 3 of them. Chigorov's not some idiot who's just going to lay out his master plan. But I know a few things already, and if you're really thorough, we might stumble upon something useful. Consider it done, but there's another matter I wanted to discuss. Nope, nothing, I'm just walking. Alright. See if they get mad if I go into these rooms. Nope, okay. Can't go in here. That's fine. Glad I saved beforehand. A mustached middle-aged man sits near the bar. He's staring down at a tiny fly drowning in his glass of vodka. Yeah, drowning. Alright, I had that right. I filled in the in by myself, but I do that a lot. Anyway, the man seems mesmerized by the insect's futile twitching and takes no notice of your approach. When you come closer, however, he gives you a big grin and downs his vodka in 2 large gulps. Tofik, nice to meet you. Fidel gives you the stealth elbow and whispers. Hey, I think this is that guy the smuggler once killed. Maybe you want to clue him into his grim fate. Or lure him out of the village first, to keep it on the down low. You nod to Fidel and turn back to the man. He wipes his lips on the back of his hand and waits expectantly. Tofik Mozambique. Listen, I've got a question for you. I'm always glad to. Hey, aren't you one of Dan's men? Your face is kind of familiar. I did some work for him, yeah, but that's not why I'm here. Tofik raises one eyebrow curiously. Okay. Oh, I get it. You're looking for a little something, right? The man gives you a wink and speaks in a lower voice. You want to relax with some interesting new stuff? No Black Lotus today, but I've got something similar. You in? Yeah, why not? What are you offering? What? I can't hear you. Too loud around here. The man gets closer to you and whispers loudly. Let's go talk near the gate. The villagers are nervous people. If they listen in, they'll snitch to the authorities. My product isn't exactly legal, you see. Lead the way. Alright, we'll follow him up in a minute. Let's talk to the last 2 NPCs in here. Drop some of this stuff off with this guy. Just give me what money you can. This hardy-looking man with graying hair livens up as you approach. His lips seem stuck on an easygoing smile. Welcome to Fogelevka. What can I do for her? Drinks? Food? Maybe a bed? How much is a room? Wasteland standard. 50 rubles, food included. What do you think? I've changed my mind. Let's take one step back. Yeah, sure. I wanted to ask you a couple more questions. Why not? Not a lot to do around here these days. What can you tell me about Fogelevka? A calm, quiet village. The thing of note around here is the shaking forest, but it's not really a sight for tourists. Apart from that, see for yourself. There's really jack squat to look at nearby. I see. Another question. What's going on in the wastes? I heard that a real live mutant circus pitched their tents near that crashed plane. Oh, I'd love to see it. Maybe one day I will. Well, not now, but... maybe. Now let me ask something else. Have you heard any good rumors? I heard that a tavern critic called Ramses the Cook travels the wastes, writing articles for a huge Trudegradian printing house. I hope he visits my establishment one day. I bet that would get me more customers. Unless business picks up, I'll have to close the joint eventually. Better not to worry about such things. Another question. Do you get a lot of people staying here? Not really, except when the caravans stop here. That's where I make most of my money. Sometimes it's enough to last a whole month. But apart from them, nah. Let's not dwell on the sad stuff. Agreed. Another question, change subject. Alright, let's talk to the lady in black. A dark-haired woman in a hat watches your every move with a sneer. When you come closer, she gives a barely perceptible nod and says, "Another traveler in these lands. Come closer. Let's you and I have a little talk. This place is quite dull for anyone of superior intellect." Sure, I don't mind a chat. Could you answer a couple of questions for me? Okay, ask if you want. What is your name? It's not for you to know. Telling your true name to every Tom, Dick, and Ivan who stumbles by is a stupid habit, and I'm not going to start now. If you need to address me, use my cover name. She pulls a shabby pre-war passport out of her pocket and slowly reads out. Dana Evgenyevna Shustrova. Wow, so mysterious. Another question. The woman smiles cunningly. What do you do? Only people who lack will and imagination work for money. The world gives me what I need for free. Such a tough cookie you are. Let me ask another question. What can you tell me about this place? For now I'm content. There are a variety of people here, some simple, some less so. Certainly not the worst mankind has to offer, and they let nature keep control. I wouldn't want to live here, of course. Too dull. Yeah, it's not what you'd call lively. Another question. Have you heard any good rumors lately? Not only heard, I've seen them. In the center of Krasno lives a follower of my, religion. Third generation at least. Her grandmother was a follower too, and it may even go farther back than that. But she's an atheist. So if you remember that one story, it was an older woman who told us about when she was a girl. Her grandmother? They got lost in the forest, and she had to... What did she do? Did they approach a tree? Did they make a sacrifice? I don't remember if they killed anything or not, but a black goat showed up and led them out of the forest. That's who she's talking about. She only remembers participating in our rituals once as a child. She thinks it's mere superstition, or doesn't understand that it happened. Some people are offered the truth from birth, yet they still turn away. Human beings are idiots. Other person's minds will always remain a mystery. Another question. Let's change the subject. Do as you please as long as it keeps you entertained. You don't look like a local. What do you do here? The woman grins saucily and throws you a wink. Aren't you clever? You're right. I'm not from around here. I'm here, on business. I'm checking to see how closely the locals adhere to the natural way of doing things. Literally. And I'm not saying a word more. The only thing I understand is that I didn't understand a thing you just said. Tell me more, please. She rolls her eyes at this, but goes on anyway. Well, aren't you a curious little fellow? Okay, I'm not going to tell you more than you need to know in any case. It may seem counterintuitive, considering the scale of the ecological disaster, but nature has in fact benefited from the war. There are fewer people now, fewer pollutants, and all industry has been destroyed. At last, the forests have a chance to return to territories devastated by people and technological progress. I travel the regions and monitor nature's process. and also look for settlements that have developed to a degree where another genocide of trees might begin. And why are trees so important to you? The woman shrugs mysteriously. To me, they are not important at all, but my god loves dense, unkempt forest. A land covered in centuries-old oaks so tightly intertwined that the canopy blocks out the sun. Unbridled wilderness is the Black Goat's temple. The more such places are in the wild, the stronger he is. And what can you do to punish those who exploit nature? The girl comes so close her warm breath tickles your neck. There's a village in the north where the residents restored a sawmill. I poisoned their wells and hid in the forest. Those who pursued me will never see their homes and children again. You travel alone? Aren't you afraid? She who walks in the Black Goat's shadow fears nothing. Is it La or Ya? It's Ya. The Great Mother protects her herd. Gangsters, mercenaries, even seasoned rangers have pursued me. None could find so much as a bent blade of grass to mark my passing. What they found instead was death. You're giving me the heebie-jeebies. Let's change the subject. Alright. Got a decent amount of experience out of that. Let's rest for the night. Well, let's go deal with this quest first. I don't know if waiting till day is going to change anything. He said near the gate. I don't know which gate he went to. Mozambique. Where'd you go, buddy? Oh, there he is. Alright. Go speak to him. Then I'd like to finish talking to the other 3 NPCs. I'm pretty sure they're just generic NPCs. Well, the one woman in the house by herself might not be. But we'll start with Mozambique here. Tawfik Mozambique looks around aimlessly. Seeing you, he responds with a golden smile and a wink. He's obviously ready to sell you some chems. You want a deal, brother? Fine. Show me your wares. Just don't disappoint me, okay? Well, now that we're out of sight, I can finally tell you, someone wants to kill you. What a surprise. Almost everyone wants to kill me. Despite his brave words, the man looks around suspiciously. So, who is it this time? Wait, I get it. It's you, right? I can see it in your eyes. You're a cold-hearted killer. A man from Krasno wants you dead. A man from Krasno. Oh, so it's Simon Spack, the fricking bastard smuggler. Figured out I was taking part of his biz and decided to off me. Not bad. Not bad at all. We're not some made-up death gang. We're serious people. How about you ditch that son of a gun and start working for a real gang? Look at you. You're a bloodthirsty killer. You'll rise quickly through the ranks if you throw it in with us. We can avoid bloodshed if you leave this land on your own volition. Otherwise, I will bury you. Tawfik Mozambique pales and audibly gulps down his fear. Fine, just calm your tits. I'm going. No need for violence. Terry Chief, he won't have any more trouble from me. But you're gonna find out my mates don't scare so easily. We shall see. Now get out of here, fool. Should have killed him anyway. Oh well. Because he had a lot of chems on him. And those would have come in handy. Not that I really need them. I'm sitting on a ton of chems and stuff I'm probably never going to use. Alright, let's wait till morning. See if I can speak to... Well, I guess this guy. He's new. A tall blonde man with a thin, wrinkleless face looks at you with a sharp, eagle-like stare, takes his backpack off his shoulders. Hey, want to buy something? Nope, but I'd ask you some questions. Sure, what do you want to know? Tell me about yourself if it's not a huge secret. Name's Vladimir. I'm a hunter and fisherman. My wife is a village herbalist. You could say that nature puts food on our table. We also help her out in our own way by trying not to litter. The planet has suffered enough. Ain't that the truth? Can I ask something else? What do you want to know? How's life in the village? Everything good? If you're not a fool and you don't mind hard work, life in Fogelevka is pretty grand. The people are diligent, and the ground's fertile. We're not as widely known as Olchanoye, but it's still a good place to live. Well, that's good. Do you have any advice for me? I spent most of my life on my feet. I've traveled from the Kibini Mountains to the northwest Caucasus to Tian Shan and seen so many places I can't name them all. But I can give you some advice. Man gives you some tips on lighting a fire in inclement conditions, shares information on some healing herbs, and tells you how to improvise simple tools into the wilderness. He peppers his explanations with funny stories and interesting tales. By the end of your talk, you feel like you really learned something. Wow, that was really interesting. Can I ask something else? Have you heard any juicy rumors? I heard that slaves and drugs are somehow being passed through the border fortress. There's no hard evidence yet, though, just word of mouth. I see. Can I ask something else? You know what I'd really like? A discount. Oh no, you don't. You pay full price or don't pay at all. The choice is yours. Alright, let's speak to the other merchant. Well, I'm gonna sell this. Actually, the gasoline would be nice to have. A whitefish man of around 25 approaches and gives his giant rucksack a hearty slap. Whatever's stuffed in there shifts to one side, and the kid almost falls over. Ugh, gosh darn it. Hey dude, Shredder Gusev at your service. Wanna help me shed some of this weight? Buy something. Low prices, great quality. You'll love it, I tells you. A discount to make it easier to decide. Yeah, everybody sure loves a discount. Too bad I don't have any in stock right now. Then I'd like to ask you some questions. Questions? Okay, sure. Fire away. Where are you from? Not around here. The Mountain Pass of Woes is my true home. I work here as a trader for half a year, and live the other half at my true home with the money I earned. You work half the year, then take it easy for the rest. Sounds like a nice setup. Next question. Ask away. That's also how oil riggers do it. Oil riggers, they'll work for like 6 months straight, and they make enough money to live off of for the next 6 months. Also, cocaine is very common in the oil rigging industry. I knew a guy that joined the military as a way of rehab because he was an oil rigger before he joined the military. Made really good money. And he used boot camp because you're for the Marine Corps, you're there for 13 weeks. He used that as a way to break his habit. Supposedly it's extremely rampant because the work is so hard and you're awake for so long. It's like they use it to sustain themselves while they're working. But that's all hearsay. Of course, I don't have any first-hand experience, but... what can you tell me about Fogelevka? It's a cool place. The people are great, the girls are pretty. The surrounding area is almost as beautiful as home, the Mountain Pass of Woes. There are almost no bandits. That's always a plus. You make it sound amazing. Another question. Where do you get your wares from? Oh, from various old folks, or I find them. Or get them from stalkers, or even from colleagues who sometimes have too many goods to carry to Paragon. Anywhere and everywhere, eh? Okay, another question. Care to share any rumors with me? I heard of a potion that makes a man completely irresistible. The people of the Waste are often a grim, heavy-drinking, violent lot. Such a potion would really come in handy when dealing with them. I'd love to try such a potion. Next question. How do you feel about hauling all this stuff to Fogelevka? Is it worth the effort? The man raps twice on his own forehead. Hee hee. That's why I'm the merchant and you're the buyer, my friend. In Fogelevka there are few traders, so more people buy from me. Wow, you're so smart. Too bad I have to go now. Also, okay, the one guy gave us 10 points of survival. Forgot to check that earlier. So this must be the herbalist. Healing powder, wolf antidote. Okay. A young woman greets you in a friendly fashion. Bunches of herbs, roots, and whole threads of dried mushrooms are tucked into her belt, making her resemble some kind of walking bush. She's using a large burdock leaf as a fan, and parasol at the same time. Welcome to Fogelevka. I'm the local herbalist and healer. Perhaps you'd be interested in some of my natural potions. Only if there's a discount involved. Sorry, I really can't offer a discount on my already deliriously low prices. Honest to God. Just take a look. I wanted to talk to you about life. Sure, I've got time for a couple of questions. How's life in Fogelevka? Nothing much happens around here. I sell all kinds of herbs and potions. My husband is a hunter. Sometimes caravans stop in the village on their way to the mountain pass of woes, and we trade with them. That's about as exciting as it gets. I see. Can I ask something else? Where do you get your ingredients? This area is full of forest and small swamps. You wouldn't believe the variety of plants you can find here. Ambrosia, horehound, gagea? A goat's beard, fat hen, saltbush. It's amazing. Nature's pharmacy, huh? I have one more question. I heard any interesting rumors lately. People say that a team of unknown heroes saved Ultranoye from a slave trafficker raid. Just think about what that means. The slavers had succeeded and occupied Ultranoye. The base would have been right next to our village. Except that didn't happen. One more question. Is it dangerous around the village? Nah, since the government in Krasno took over, life has become pretty comfortable. Before that, the village was raided by thugs and bandits almost daily. But now we even managed to save enough money to build a fence. I see, okay. Sure, would you like to buy a healing potion or perhaps several healing potions? To be honest, I want to talk to you about an antidote for, eternal sleep. The woman looks anxiously into your eyes. Eternal sleep? No. I'm afraid a cure for death is beyond even my skills. Sorry, I should have been clearer. I know someone who used a drug that put him to sleep, and now he can't wake up. Sounds like you're talking about a coma, or some kind of prolonged sleep paralysis. You say you took something nasty. Yes. Most likely a hallucinogenic drug. Yes, of course. Normally I would prescribe a decoction of St. John's wort, but in this case I believe we must fight fire with fire. Certain psychedelics may be able to help him. However, I don't sell those. I know of only 2 people in the Waste capable of cooking up a powerful psychedelic potion. Katya, who owns a tavern in Ultranoye, and one of my suppliers, Nikita Konev, who I believe lives in Paragon now. I know Katya personally. There's no point going to her. All her potions turn out strong in spite of, rather than thanks to her work. And she doesn't want people to think that she's pushing drugs. Her main goal is to come up with a great new liquor, not medicine. However, this Nikita from Paragon has a completely different approach. He makes really powerful stuff. People say that he even knows how to brew a potion for communicating with animals, though I personally don't believe it. In any case, if someone can help you find an antidote, it's going to be him. Thanks for the advice. Nikita Konev, you say? Yes, look for him in Paragon. Well then, I'll be on my way. See you soon. Alright, making progress on the sleeping man. Which is an unmarked quest until you actually speak to where's he at? The shaman here. You see a young girl wearing a traditional headscarf. She smiles politely. Hello, comrade. Hey, can I ask you a few questions? The girl goes beet red but nods. Well, alright. What can you tell me about your family and yourself? Father brought us here when Grandma and Grandpa's new home grew too small for us. His house was a ruin, but he repaired it. Everything we have is thanks to him. You don't say. Another question. How do you like village life? It's nice out here. I thought it was boring when I was a child, but the more I grew to like it. Fogelevka is much better than noisy Krasno, or sad little Ultranoye, or dangerous Paragon. Glad to hear it. Another question. Sure thing. What can you tell me about the geopolitical situation in this region? Haha, that sounded made up. I don't even know how to answer that, but maybe Father would. I'll ask something else then. Have you heard any fun rumors? I'm not allowed to listen to hearsay, but I can tell you a story my father told me. Some travelers swore there's a castle in a mountain pass not far from here, where mice built their own little kingdom. They're ruled by a brave and strong mouse king with a tiny, graceful mouse queen. They're guarded by the mouse guard, and the kingdom is protected by a noble order of mice knights. Ah, I love to daydream about that place. It sounds so cute. Huh. I have another question. You're very polite. You know that. The girl blushes fiercely at your compliment. She looks away and starts playing with the end of her braid. That's good, right? Father says it's good. He's always saying that the path of the righteous is beset on all sides by the inequities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. The only way to fight it is to be modest, kind and polite to all. He knows this because long ago he himself was an evil man, but he stopped so me and my mom would be happy. Who was your dad back then? The girl gives you an apologetic look and shrugs. I don't know. He never told me. Okay, well, gotta run. Pretty sure I saw the mother walk back in here. There she is. A sweet roll gives you +1 to dexterity. The woman in the colorful headscarf gives you a welcoming smile. Although her hands show years of heavy labor, her face is youthful and her eyes lively and bright. Hello there, dear guest. What brings you here? If it is trade, then I am sorry, for we have nothing to sell this year. If you're here for a talk, you better go find the man of the house. I came for a chat. Care to answer some questions? Please, ask whatever you want, as long as you make it quick. Tell me about yourself. Well, I was born in Veligorskoye village up north. When I was 20, I met Konstantin. He was a religious man, and very traditional. He courted me, he asked my parents for my hand, and he married me. Once we had a child, we left my parents' home and traveled here to Fogelevka. What a story. Another question. What can you tell me about this place? Fogelevka is like a paradise for our family. We're so free here. There's so much space and almost no radiation. The air is so fresh. Ah, it makes my soul sing. You certainly have a sunny outlook. Another question. What else do you want to know? What do you do around here? I keep my house and tend the animals. Several years ago we had a surplus of vegetables, so I sold some. Like a true merchant lady. There's not much to sell nowadays. Keeping busy is a good thing. Another question. Have you heard any good rumors? A chatty tongue is a friend to the devil and an enemy to God. Gossip to my ears sounds like nothing but foul wind. Too bad. Another question. Alright, let's change the topic now, shall we? Yes, let us change it. If you have something serious on your mind, talk to the man of the house. So your husband is head of everything around here, like a miniature patriarchy. Oh no. It's just that everyone has his or her role. My husband deals with guests and works around the house. I cook and clean and tend to the animals. Also teach our girl science. Each of us has their duties in special places. Our girl has her part of the room, and Konstantin has his special private closet that's forbidden to everyone else. See? Well, that doesn't sound too bad. Let's change the subject. I have nothing to do here. Bye, lady. Well, we already dug into his forbidden closet and found his naughty note. I don't... Is this the daughter again? Yeah, we've already talked to her. So make sure that there's no other new NPCs in the village before we call it an episode. So then in the next one, we can leave Fogelevka. We won't go to the Mountain Pass of Woes yet, because we have plenty of quests to do in the main wasteland. We'll knock those out before we go to the Mountain Pass. This is the father, right? Yeah. I've spoken to him already. Let me just take a peek here and there. I do wish there's a way to speed up the scrolling in the game. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we spoke to all the NPCs here. There shouldn't be anyone else left to speak to, so... Where's my car at? There it is. Alright, so I don't know which one we're going to go to first. Whichever one's closest. Between Paragon, Krasno, Ancient Car Crash, Paragon again, Delay Station Fortress. Whichever... We're going to try to knock out all these quests in the next episode. So whichever location is the closest, that's where we'll meet in the next one. We went a little over time here, trying to knock out the rest of these NPCs. But it all works out. Either way, thanks for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next one.